Here we are at Rushcutters Bay at the Cruising Yacht Club of Australia, and we're a few short hours away from the start of the 75th Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. Behind me here is a long-standing tradition. That's Roger Badham, Clouds as he's better known, something of a guru in the weather forecasting for this race and ocean races all around the world. And every year Roger sits at the wall here and has this informal briefing with all of those who've chosen to select his services. So what a lot of them are talking about, and what we're all talking about this morning, is the weather and how that's going to pay out during the next day or two. The most important pieces of information on the weather front at the moment is that first transition, and that's likely to happen overnight down on the New South Wales south coast. So depending on you're a big boat or a small boat, you're wanting either as a big boat to be able to get through that pretty fast and get down into the new breeze coming down through Bass Strait and down the Tassie coast. If you're a small boat, you'd be delighted if the big boats stick around in that for a long while, because it's time on this race. Every hour you're spending, those boats going slower, you're catching up with them. So pretty hard to pick where this is going to go. The first 24 hours is really going to be critical. Current plays a pretty big part here too, so we've got more than 2 knots of current in a counter eddy running down the coast, quite close to the Victorian coast at Gabo Island. Most people are probably going to be on the inside of that, trying to catch that tide. Even if they're in a transition, 2 knots is better than sitting around going nowhere. For the big boats, seems to be there's going to be a split, maybe heading offshore initially for some, and then others heading down the coast, so no absolute convergence on all of the models there. And then, of course, for all of them, in the end, it's going to be about what happens when they get down to the Derwent River, because depending on when they get there, the worst possible scenario, you get there late afternoon, early evening, and the river closes down and suddenly your race is cactus. So it's going to be interesting to see, an awful lot to play for. If you ask around the traps, some of even the experts here really can't pick it. Could be a TP52 race if they can get through that first transition fast enough. Could even be one for the small ones. Look forward to bringing you the rest of the race from Hobart.